was a lot of mental anguish and pain that I went through over the sound of my voice, that I actually learned to kind of speak lower and kind of hide the ability, to the point where, with a voice, because you're a singer as well, if you don't use certain registers of your voice, you lose them. Yes, exactly. Scooben. So that's what happened. So then I get into the hospital and he says that, and I start singing, and my entire range came back. And I remember them calling to my grandmother, because my grandmother checked on me every day in the hospital. I was 7 hours away from home, and it's still in state, but I was out near Pittsburgh. It was actually Oil City. And they would tell her, ma'am, he sounds like a bird. Something happened. He didn't come in sounding like this. He's all in the rafters, and he sounds so beautiful, and he sounds so pretty. And you know what she said to them? That's my grandson. That's what he can do. Just let me know that he's eating and sleeping and drinking water, and he's all right. And they said, well, yeah, he's fine. Other than the fact that he sings all day, he's fine.
And it's deep, because it's like, you said a lot of things that made me want to touch on. It's deep because it's like, so many times people can see the things that are in you that you forget, and you get distracted because of all the pain or the person or whatever has happened to you. You get distracted from all the gifts you have, and you forget their gifts because they're just in you, And I saw another thing, like what you said, where God put that in you, It was TD Jakes. He was like, you prayed for trees, and God showed up with an acorn. And you can catch an attitude, be mad, you just ain't what I asked for, this and other, and people don't see. This is literally, because I can't just give you the tree. Right. Because you don't know how to take care of it, you don't know that tree, you don't know how to, you don't know how to appreciate it. But if I give you this seed, you're going to grow a tree, and you're going to know the tree, you're going to learn so much more than just being given the thing you think you want, so that's deep.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. From that day, my singing voice changed. Everything changed. I became so prolific at everything. I never went to college for business administration. I never learned, but I've always been an avid reader. I was in college for biology, pre-veterinary medicine. I love animals. So that's what I was going to do. And then when that ship sailed, and the divine said to me, you've got all these beautiful things in case of emergency. It's time to use them. I was reluctant because I was looking at the failures of others. But the divine had to get me to realize the failures of others have nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing about that was, when I started to emerge, all of those people who I had seen their failures, they got real jealous.
And they try to cast it on you, like, well, you know such and such can happen, and you better not do this because what if this, what if that?
Yes. And then it turned into hatred. I don't even talk to. I have 3 siblings on my mother's side. I talk to none of them because of this. I have uncles and aunts. I talk to none of them because of this. My grandmother invested 6 figures into my career. I'm sitting here. I talk to her. I live with her. We live together. We are the masterminds, and there are 3 generations between us. And we are the only 2 that see the vision for the vision. It's so...
While they talking, where your check at?
Listen. I went viral a couple of years ago with this. It was called the Fuck Your Haters Challenge. And it said, sweetheart, your haters don't matter. Not for real. What check are they cutting you? Fuck them. And honey, I meant every time I said it. And I've had the best of the best do that challenge. But but then you realize, and I had to realize, everybody in my life was not meant to be there for the long haul. Now that I am who I am, and now, like you said, now that acorn that I had to water, that I had to till the ground, that I had to make sure through the summer, through the winter, through the spring, and through the fall that it was taken care of, now it's a tree. And now everybody see it bearing fruit, and they want to come steal my fruit. And I'm like, get out my car.
This is what's crazy. It's so deep, because we had talked about this at Crossroads for a lot, and it was, the one thing I love about them is they break it down in a way where you be like, I would have never thought about it like that. But think about Joseph.
Yeah.
He was the one who had to endure all that abuse.
Yep.
Had to go through all that trash. Yep. And at the end of the day, it was really to save his family.
Yep.
And the rest of Egypt and everybody else. But I mean, the you know.
Right.
But so I always looked at that story like, oh, Joseph was better than me, baby, because I would have been like, shit, I don't know what to tell you, baby. It's a famine.
Listen.
Maybe you should go trade with the people who you threw me in a pit for. Okay.
Yeah, you threw me in a pit and sold me into slavery too. Okay. Yeah, go check with them.
Yeah. Hey, the Lord's still working on me. Okay.
Well, guess what? The Lord has worked on me, and I owe my family nothing. Amen. I've had therapy for 15 years, and the Lord would say to me, "It's time to let go. You're responsible for you." Because coming into this world with a mother on drugs and an absentee father, I did a lot. I used to steal lunches from school for my siblings. Like it just was so much. I put everyone before me all my life. All my life, I always put me last. And then God said to me, well, okay, so you want a career in entertainment. And he told me up front, and I'm like, no, it's going to be like that. He said, okay, listen, this ain't going to be the way you've seen. We're not going to do it that way, because if you do it that way, you'll just be what they're already used to. We got to do it this way. And then he starts laying out the schematics, and I'm like, can we really do that? And he's like, yeah, we can really do that. And this is what we're going. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. And you going to be with me? Yeah, I'm going to be with you.
I got you.
So that was me. I needed to be reassured constantly. And he's like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And every single step, every single brick on my house I've built, me and the divine, both our hands was on it. Both our hands was on every brick. Every brick, every single brick, every brick. And it's just like, it's so amazing. But I said all of that to say this. In therapy, I had survivor's guilt because I was the only one in my family that made it out. We all started in the projects. And, I come from a very well-educated family, but they made poor choices, really bad choices. And I find that a lot of those choices were because they were gay and lesbian, and they could not accept themselves because they cared too much about what everyone else thought. That was me for the beginning of my life. But when I turned 30, it just started like falling off me. Like today, being 39 and turning 40 in September, I'm just going to say this. I could give no fucks about what people think about me today.
Oh, behold my field of fucks and see how it is barren.
That's such a fan. Oh, behold my field of fucks and see how it is barren. Oh my God.